Is a level 2 assignment on protests in Iran. So before I actually go into the causes of Iranian protests, I would actually like to briefly overview view the conflict. So the 2019 to 20 Iranian protests are a series of nationwide civil protests. It is well recognized to be one of the most violent protests in Iran, as about 1,500 protesters were killed and many government facilities were destructed. The first cause is economic failure. I divided some section, and the first one is petrol price. The primary economic failure was initiated by petrol price regulation, announced by the government that the price of petrol will rise up by 50% to 15,000 rials a liter. And this actually impacted the quality of life of Iranian, just average normal citizens, which ended up them going out to the streets, joining the brutal um, Iranian protest. So this is basically just a simple graphic about petrol price per liter in rials of government regulation of petrol price, sources from Iranian government. Inflation is another key crucial factor that has association with economic failure. According to CPI, inflation for households stood up at 42% in late October 2019. Food and beverage price up by 61%, and tobacco was up by 80%. This actually impacted the life of Iranian citizens critically, ultimately triggering their protest. And this actually has deep correlation with U.S. sanction against Iran, giving disadvantage to any countries that trades oil with Iran, which is because of Iran's nuclear development. So that was the first cause. And this is the second cause, which is government corruption, mismanagement, and anti-government sensation among the citizen has contributed to a turbulent protest. So the first is privilege. According to CNN, Islamic Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei exempted some trustees from paying taxes, including the giant organizations and many other smaller entities belonging to IRGC, which has association with Iranian government and other companies. So this actually caused giving privilege to certain groups of Iran actually caused a big uproar among just common citizens, because they were undergoing economic depravity and a lot of hardships because of oil petrol price regulation. Okay, so the last one is shutdown in internet. So mismanagement towards the protests, such as death penalty to everyone who contributed protesters, massacre, and most importantly, sudden shutdown in internet. It was deliberately done by the Iranian government to oppress the protest and kind of soothe the violence. However, it ironically actually became a contribution factor to more chaotic, brutal protests. So this is diagram provided by NetBlocks of network connectivity. So as you can see, it's indicated that November 16th, the internet connectivity suddenly dropped, and this was intentionally done to block the communication between the protesters. However, it actually became more chaotic protests after shutting down the internet. So that was the cause analysis, and this is works cited. Yep. And thank you. It's done.